Hello, it's a pleasure to introduce our paper on the construction and control of cartographic imaginaries, Kashmir and Taiwan, to you today. It's a paper that is going to be published very soon in the Review of International Studies, and that we have previously presented at the British International Studies Association conference. We are very excited about this work, and we wanted to share with you certain key ideas, which is why we believe that this is making an innovative and interesting contribution to contemporary international relations scholarship. A key question that we look at is how Indian and Chinese state power currently in the present day world defines the logics of visibility and legibility for Kashmir and Taiwan. Now, while these two have a lot of differences, a key point is that in both of these cases, and we mentioned the differences as well, that in both of these cases of Kashmir and Taiwan, there is apart from various other commonalities that we trace, there is a key divergence between the de facto and the de jure status of these entities, and how that is sustained, and what are the active processes of construction and control of what we call cartographic imaginaries, which we of course discuss at length and theorize in detail, drawing upon existing literatures and also making new contributions to what these cartographic imaginaries are and how they are constructed and how they are controlled by Indian and Chinese state power, and what are the systematic dynamics that we can see as we analyze this in relation to representation, nationalism, and diaspora in both of these cases. So we draw upon critical geopolitics literature and critical geography literature, and of course international relations scholarship, new and existing, in order to theorize this in this way, because maps are interested constructions. We know that they evoke feelings. We know that that cartography legitimizes state power, and that therefore, control of cartographic imaginaries is a kind of political silencing, and therefore that is also a kind of political speech that needs to be read and understood. So we seek to link visuality and global politics, and to look at the ways in which agency and power of post-colonial states, and we go into detail about how we define this, function in the present, and what that tells us about non-Western projections of this kind of imperial exercises of power, because critical IR does rightly pay a lot of attention to historical Eurocentric notions, problematic notions, and challenges them for their assumptions. But that criticality doesn't always move forward adequately, in our view, in the present, when we look at, for instance, cases of India and China. And we think that that's important because in this era, in the present day era, authoritarian politics in all kinds of regimes, across all kinds of regime types, is seeking to construct state territory through polarization, through hyper-nationalist narratives, through the use of diaspora, and through suppression of free speech. And in that context, we think it's really important to position this contribution that we seek to make on cartographic imaginaries about these two different entities, and the role of Indian and Chinese conscious construction in relation to representation, nationalism, and diaspora. In my case, I speak about Kashmir. Apart from our general theorizing, we each also deal with we provide the empirical detail. And in the case of Kashmir, for instance, I look at what is called cartographic aggressions, counter-aggressions, the role of censorship, depictions, textbooks, gender, popular culture, and everything from stamps to diaspora. We think it's a really exciting paper, and we hope that you will engage with our work. And it's because it's really an important question: who's afraid of maps, and why? Which is what we sort of start out from and hope to contribute to. I neglected one thing. I should have introduced myself. I don't think I did at the start. I'm one of the authors, and my name is Nitasha Kaul. I'm a professor of politics, international relations, and critical interdisciplinary studies at the University of Westminster. But if you click on the paper link, you will read about us and our work and our biography. With that, I hand over to my co-author, Mariah.
Thank you, Nitasha. So I'll just briefly introduce myself. My name is Mariah Thornton. I am a final year doctoral candidate at the London School of Economics and Political Science, also known as the LSE. I'm with the International Relations Department, and my research focuses on cross-strait relations, China's foreign policy and strategy towards Taiwan, as well as Taiwan and digital IR. And just to add a few more thoughts on top of what Natasha has already articulated about our paper. Um, this paper is something that is really close to my heart and my experience as somebody who previously worked at the Taipei Representative Office and witnessed many cases of Chinese diaspora and Chinese state institution policing representations of Taiwan, as well as narratives of Taiwan's statehood in a very transnational and global way. So it was really a pleasure to be able to work with Nitasha and also examine the similar kind of methods by which the Indian state controls representations and narratives of Kashmir to that and of China and Taiwan, and bring this into a very compelling theoretical framework called cartographic imaginaries, which fuses together not only maps, but also the patriotic sentiment that's infused with maps, the post-colonial identity politics that informs those expressions of productive power and control over maps of Taiwan and Kashmir. Um, and really, I feel like this paper speaks to many important trends in global politics and international studies. So if you're somebody that's interested in productive power, somebody who's interested in Chinese politics, somebody who's interested in Indian politics, somebody who is interested in the power of narratives, um, and visuality, this is a paper that really speaks to all of these trends, as well as just to echo what Natasha said as well. Um, shine a light on how these post-colonial states, China and India, um, are basically expressing their post-colonial identities and their forms of imperialism in a way that has been perhaps a little bit overlooked in critical IR. So I'm excited for you to read our paper and engage with this work. And with that, I will hand it back to my the main author, Natasha, to give us some summarizing thoughts.
It was just great fun to be able to work on this paper, which is not what you can usually say about a lot of scholarship. As I speak, I am also trying very desperately to find the way to shift this. Okay, sorry, technology. But you'll I'm sure you'll bear with us. We're all academics, and we haven't trained. We didn't grow. At least I didn't grow up on these using these devices very well, so I wouldn't know how to use them. You know what, Mariah? I think we could just finish at the point at which you said I'll just hand over. I'll just cut to that just before that. Yeah,
Sounds good.
we
All
could
right.
yeah, because
Yeah, it's
finding
all
these
right.
buttons is such a mess. Oh, you forgot to pin yourself when you were speaking. So I put it in the, yeah, so I unpinned myself, but then I'm like, why isn't she? So then I put it in speaker view. So then so
Oh,
it
okay,
worked as a
okay. Thank
pin,
you.
but yeah, but I didn't know what to say. I was like, Mariah, pin yourself.
Oh, I'm
This
so
is,
sorry.
it's, no,
I'm
I
sorry.
mean,
Yeah, I
it's
got it
not,
right last time.
I mean,
Um,